Hi, everyone. This is Susan LoPresti. I hope that you're having a great day. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm a Reiki master. I'm a health coach. I work with midlife women who are looking to reclaim their health and their vitality that they had when they were younger. And they just notice that they're not feeling their very best. They're starting to feel sluggish. They're just not happy overall with the way they look, the way they feel, and they want to reclaim some of their health and their vitality that they had when they were younger. And I help women to do that through very simple, easy lifestyle changes. I'm also a podcaster. So if you don't know, you could go to Susan LoPresti Wellness, Mind, Body, and Soul podcast. You can find me on all the major platforms. And I have some really great guests that come on. And I promise you that you will enjoy listening to these episodes. And usually they're about 30 to 40 minutes long, and you will always get some valuable information about it. So today I wanted to come on because a very important topic for midlife women is about bone health. I'm sure all of us here have heard of someone who has fallen and broken their hip, and it's either ended up killing them or it's left them debilitated for the rest of their life. So, this class that I'm doing today is talking about improving bone health through diet and exercise in midlife women. And this is an ideal wellness workshop that you really should pay attention to because it is a matter of life or death in a lot of cases. These are some of the topics that I'm going to go through. The introduction and why bone health really matters, a diet for stronger bones, and key nutrients and foods that are really very valuable for us to be eating to protect our bones for many years to come. We'll also talk about exercise for bone density, weight bearing, and resistance training. And we're on the perfect app, right? Burn Along. You could go to I'm not an instructor of fitness at all. I'm a health coach, but there are so many fitness instructors on here that you could take classes and improve your bone health in just a couple of months. You can see an improvement in your bone density. We're also going to talk about lifestyle habits that will support bone health, and then we'll do a quick recap. So, did you know that women lose up to 20% of bone density in the 5 to 7 years after menopause? Now, are you in menopause or past it? If so, this class is really for you. So women in midlife, they face accelerated bone loss due to estrogen decline. And estrogen plays such an important role in our body. So we really need to be paying attention to that. Osteopenia and osteoporosis increase the risk of fractures, which can be life changing, like I said. Now, osteopenia is the beginning stages of osteoporosis. Osteopenia is when your bones are becoming more porous and they're not as dense as they once were. And you could make tremendous changes to your bone density if you've in osteopenia or osteoporosis, but it's especially important to try to catch it as early as you possibly can. And diet and exercise are the two most powerful tools to strengthen bones and to reduce your risk. So let's get into some of the key nutrients that we should be focused on in our diet and supplementation to help with our strong bones and maintaining them. Calcium. Calcium is a main building block of bone. Now, if you try to stay away from dairy, if you have digestive issues and, dairy doesn't agree with you, a lot of the dark leafy greens also contain a significant amount of calcium. So you don't have to go to dairy products. You could go to your greens as well. Vitamin D helps to absorb calcium. Now, the greatest source of vitamin D that you can get is from the sun. And I know that we're all concerned with sun exposure and skin cancer. But what I'm here to tell you is that there's two times during the day where you should go out to get sun exposure without suntan lotion on. And those two times of the day is first thing in the morning when the sun is just beginning to rise and you don't need a lot of time. Two things I'm going to tell you. Do not wear sunglasses because sunglasses block your circadian rhythm. What happens is your circadian rhythm is a mechanism in our body that tells us when it's time to wake up and it's time to go to sleep based on the sun or when the sun is going down. So you want to keep your sunglasses off. And really, honestly, first thing in the morning, if you were to take a 30-minute walk in your neighborhood around 6:30 or 7 o'clock in the morning, whenever the sun starts to rise by you, that's sufficient enough. And then after dinner is another great time of day to go for a walk. And again, you want to go outside maybe between a half hour to 45 minutes before sundown. And again, no sunblock and no sunglasses, right? And so that's a very easy way to get natural vitamin D. You will see a big difference in how you feel when you do that. And if that doesn't work for you, early morning walks or evening walks, you could always supplement with a good supplement. Or you could get it through your diet as well. Magnesium is another important component to maintaining good bone health, and it helps to also regulate calcium. So if you're taking calcium, you should also be taking in magnesium. You could get it in your foods. However, these days our soil is very depleted from magnesium, so your best bet is to take it from a supplement. And there's plenty out there. Do your research on what you think is best for you. I always take it in the evening before bed, and it helps me in the morning to have a good bowel movement as well. Vitamin K2, that works with vitamin D to really get the calcium into your bones and away from the arteries. So you may want to look into that as well. Protein is also critical for bone matrix. So you know, I believe in eating animal protein, provided that it's 100% USDA certified organic and it's grass-fed and the animals are humanely raised and they're in healthy conditions. But that's just my feeling. A good plant protein will also be very good for your bones. Collagen is another great supplement that you should be considering. 90% of bone matrix is collagen. So that in itself should tell you that we need to have collagen in our body and to be supplementing with it. Not only is it really good for your bones, but collagen is also great for your skin, for your hair, for your nails. So it's a go-to must, I feel, to have collagen in your daily diet as well. So, what are some bone healthy foods that you should be eating, especially if you don't want to, start taking a lot of supplements? As far as calcium goes, sardines, which are my favorite, by the way, with bones, is a great food to be eating. Kale, broccoli, bok choy, chia seeds, sesame seeds, dairy if well tolerated. If not, you have so many other choices. Vitamin D, oh, I think I just moved my screen. Vitamin D, you could get vitamin D from wild salmon, mackerel, fortified foods, eggs, mushrooms, and like I said, sun exposure. Magnesium, if you don't want to take a supplement, you could eat pumpkin seeds, which are really very good for you. Avocados, great. Spinach is another one, black beans, and a little bit of dark chocolate. And so you hear dark chocolate, yay, I'll eat the whole candy bar. Now, just have a little bit of it. Vitamin K2 you can get from fermented soy if you eat soy, grass-fed dairy, and also egg yolks. As far as protein, you could do lentils, great source of protein, wild-caught fish if you eat animal protein, organic chicken, tempeh, and also Greek yogurt is another very good source of protein. Again, collagen, you could do bone broth, you could do collagen powder, which is hydrolyzed, and also chicken skin or gelatin. Those are all very good sources. The other thing I want to talk about is avoid excess soda, both sugar-free or with sugar. You want to avoid sugar, caffeine, alcohol. What they do is they leach calcium from the bone. So they're actually drawing the calcium out of the bone. So again, avoid excess soda, sugar, caffeine, and alcohol. Every once in a while, if you want to have one of them, it's fine. But if you're having that on a daily basis, you're sort of working against yourself, let's say. And then 10 to 20 minutes of exercise for bone density is really all you need daily. And why does exercise help? Well, bones are living tissue. And when stressed through load, they respond by strengthening. So, weight bearing exercises and resistance training are best for building and also maintaining bone density. So, some of the top weight bearing exercises that you should be doing 3 times a week as a minimum is walking briskly. So 30 to 45 minutes. It's low impact and it's easy on your joints, where running is more difficult on your joints. It's harder on your joints. And I was an avid runner for many, many years, but I no longer run. I walk now, and I do walk 30 to 45 minutes pretty much daily at a brisk rate. Dancing is also great. Dancing is fun and it improves coordination. Plus, you're enjoying music, which is usually very uplifting. So it doesn't even feel like exercise when you're dancing. Hiking or stair climbing is great. It adds vertical load to you, so that's great. Tai Chi. Tai Chi is really great for balance and fall prevention. So consider doing those, exercise routines, and you'll start to see a big difference, not only in your bone density, but also in how you look and how you feel. And that's both physically and emotionally. So you're getting so many benefits from exercise. So resistant training, you want to use body weight. You want to use dumbbells. You could use resistant bands, which I take resistant bands on vacation with me, because you could stick them in your suitcase and you could just utilize them wherever you go, wherever you are. You don't need to go to the gym. But if you're at the gym, machines are also great. And then you want to focus on compound exercises that recruit multiple muscle groups. So, for example, squats. Squats load hips and thighs, right? Those are the benefits. It improves your femur and your pelvic bone density as well. Lunges, the benefits of lunges are unilateral leg training, which improves stability and bone strength. Push-ups, either against the wall or on the floor. It strengthens your wrists and your upper body. Rows or bands or dumbbells, any of those, rowing, a rowing machine, or using those stretchy bands like I just mentioned, especially if you're going out of town and you don't know if there's a gym around. You could be in your hotel room at night watching TV and just using your bands or dumbbells. What all three of those do, or rowing machine, bands, and dumbbells, is it supports your spine and your posture. Now, your spine is also prone to getting osteopenia and osteoporosis. So you want to be sure that you're focusing some of your exercising on your spine. Step ups, weight bearing, and also improving balance. So again, you don't need anything fancy. You could put like a little box on the floor and step up and step down and keep doing that. And it really is a great way to get your weight bearing exercises in. Don't skip balance work, is the next thing I want to talk about. Yoga. Excellent. Standing on one foot. So try that, and you'll start to see that you get stronger and you'll be able to balance better. A basu ball training helps to prevent falls and the number one causes of fractures. Now let's get into lifestyle habits that support bone health. So let's talk about some supporting habits. Getting sunlight for natural vitamin D. We talked about that. Limiting alcohol. And if you still smoke cigarettes, you need to quit on so many levels. Please do it for yourself. Do it for the people who love you. Do it for your spouse, your children, your grandchildren. You want to cut out alcohol and smoking. Now, if you have a glass of wine every once in a while, your bones are not going to shatter, but it's for people who like to have a cocktail at night after work every night with dinner. Try and limit that as much as you can. You also need to be sleeping well. So, bone building hormones like AGH peak during deep sleep. So, you want to be sure that you're getting a good restful sleep. And I've done other classes on here about the importance of sleep and how to prepare your body to get a good restful sleep. So look at my classes and you'll find it. You want to also manage stress. Chronic cortisol breaks bone down. So if you're always stressed out, cortisol rises, and cortisol is flowing through your body, and if you're not doing anything at all to manage that stress, it's going to wreak havoc on your bones. So it could be meditation, taking a nice walk, practicing yoga, tai chi, being with friends that don't stress you out but make you feel better about yourself and your life, and you could enjoy being around. So you want to do that. You also want to consider testing for your vitamin D3 levels, because you don't really know if you're lacking in vitamin D or not. So you want to be sure that you find out if you are, and if you are, then your healthcare provider can recommend, and they could also prescribe vitamin D for you and give you the dosage that is needed for you to be at optimal levels. Also, calcium and parathyroid function are two very important tests that you should also ask your doctor to test you for. Hormones, estrogen, progesterone, cortisol, and your thyroid hormone. Again, this all plays a role in your bone health. So go to your doctor. Make sure you're going at least twice a year to have blood work done, because you could catch things in the early stages so you could start correcting these problems. If you wait too long, you don't really know. So the key takeaways from this is bone loss in midlife is very common, but not inevitable. You can improve your bone health. Calcium alone isn't enough, so you want to include vitamin D, K2, magnesium, protein, and also collagen. And you want to combine your diet with resistant training and balance work to protect your bones for life. You want to try and incorporate these things into your daily life. Get used to making it a habit. And once you start doing it all the time, if you miss a day, you're going to feel bad and feel like you're missing it, and you'll jump right back on it. So you need to stay consistent, right? And that's with anything in life. The way you get the most benefit from doing anything is being consistent with it. And prevention is more effective than treatment. So start right away. Start now. Go online, go on Burn Along, look for some classes, look for Tai Chi, look for yoga, look for strength training classes, and get involved right here on Burn Along. And so this week, I want to just leave you with a challenge, right? This week, add one bone building food to your daily diet and do 2 weight-bearing workouts this week. And then keep building up from there and keep going and keep going. And you will start to notice that you are feeling stronger, you're feeling lighter, you're feeling emotionally more comfortable in your own skin, and you're getting a good restful sleep. You're getting early morning sunlight, you're getting late in the day sunlight, and so you're getting natural vitamin D, which is the perfect vitamin D that we want to get, but we don't want to be burning our skin. So early in the morning, or be about 45 to 30 minutes before the sun is about to set, you could go out there without sunblock, without suntan lotion of any kind, and just allow your body to soak up vitamin D rays. And, just focus on these very simple, easy lifestyle tips, and you will begin to see a very big difference in how you look and how you feel. I hope that you enjoyed this class. I hope you got something really valuable out of it for yourself. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me, and I'm happy to answer any questions. And I would also love it if you could leave me a review and follow me here as well on Burn Along. So thank you again for listening. Until the next time, be well, stay happy, and bye for now. Take good care, everyone.